Right, I've just been, I've finished early today, so I've got a chance to do a video. I've just noticed I've got 1,000 plus subscribers. That's mega. So I thought I'd do a video on it. Yeah, I truly appreciate it. It's mega. That I'm impressed. I never thought I'd get. Well, I did think I'd probably get to 1,000, but not this quick. Not as quick as what it's growing. So yeah, proper thumbs up to y'all guys. Yeah, so I thought I'd just do a little video about me and how I got into blasting, and yeah, I just thought I'd share a bit of my, I don't know, my noodle, my brain or whatever. Yeah, so as it goes, so we'll get straight into it, I suppose. What did I do? I was bricklaying, so I was a builder. I was doing a building for new builds. I was doing bricklaying, and we were on a gang, me and another brickie and a labourer. So we were laying these bricks, obviously recession hit, and then just everybody got laid off. Just lots of people got laid off from this site. So you can imagine all these out of work builders and plumbers and all these other people that's just out of work because of this recession. So then I starts looking into, I need to find some work, I need to support my family, I need to do what I need to do. So I ended up setting my own firm up doing building, and I enjoyed it. I couldn't find work. I just struggled finding work. There were a lot of people out there doing just that, just thought same as me, just come off of a building site, just jump straight into building, doing their own thing. So all these so-called cream jobs where they're picking up doing an extension or a garage or something like that. There were none of them. There were none of that. So obviously all these builders are doing it. They've taken all this work. So yeah, I couldn't really get into that. And then I found another little bit of a niche what nobody wanted to do because it's not a nice job, and it was grinding and pointing. So then I was into that. So grinding and pointing, basically it's taking old cement out at brickwork or stonework, grinding it out and then refilling it in. I doing all right at that, just didn't enjoy it. It just wasn't a really enjoyable, just boring. You'd end up getting covered in crap every day. It's mind-numbingly boring. Yeah, it just weren't one of them things. That's why a lot of people don't want to do it. So anyway, I'm doing all this, but my brother owns a body shop, and he's paying this blaster to come in on a Friday afternoon. That's the only day that he could get. So he's paying this blaster that's coming in on a Friday afternoon to blast in these wagons. He'd got a contract for this heavy haulage company. So there were 50 wagon backs in total, and he'd got this blaster doing them, and he was coming in on a Friday afternoon to blast it. By the time he got round to painting it Monday morning, that wagon's gone back rusty again. So then he's like, Mike, you're gonna have to look into this. You're gonna have to do it. You're gonna have to get this blasting out of the way and do it for me. There's 50 of these wagons that need doing. And I'm like, I don't know first thing about blasting. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know how to do it. He says, well, you're gonna have to do it. So anyway, I started looking into it, doing a lot of research, trying to do all this. I'm sure I put that on bloody silent. Let me turn it off. How do I do that? Power off. Yeah, so anyway, I thought that, what's it still beeping at? I thought, yeah, I'll do all this research, doing all this, looking into it and everything, and then I'm on internet looking at trying to find a blast pot and compressor and stuff like that. I'm trying to figure it all out. So I found a deal on internet, well, it were on eBay, which I thought were a good deal at the time because I'd seen price at new stuff, and then I was like, well, I found this one. So I went to my brother. He knew I'd got no money. My dad knew I'd got no money, and they both knew that I needed to start doing something that I couldn't pay bills with. So anyway, I starts looking into these deals and that, and my brother says, look, you don't know what you're doing. He says, you don't know if that machine's supposed to be working, how it's supposed to work. He says, so go buy a new one. I'm like, I ain't got money for a new one, I can't afford a new one. So I'm trying to talk him like, so I'm going to just have to take a gamble on it. He's like, no. So anyway, him and my dad stumped some money up. Yeah, and bought me some new gear. The only thing that I did buy second-hand was a compressor, but the compressor I bought, it just happened to be a lot of money anyway, so it was like, I had to borrow them some money. I had to borrow some money for that. So anyway, I gets all this gear, starts doing this wagon. Well, I started on a wagon back, so there were 48 to do at this point because that blaster had done 2 and he'd had enough on him. So it's like, yeah, you're gonna have to do it. So anyway, I started doing blasting on one of these wagons, and it took me It took me 7 days to do one wagon back, where that bloke were doing it in probably 4 or 5 hours. Just about that time to do this wagon. So anyway, I says to my brother, I says, come and have a look at this, see if this is any good. So he'd go out back and I'd have a look at this wagon and now you need to spend a bit more time on this, you need to do this, you need to do that. I'd like a bit more there. So then he's pointing out to what he wants from me. So then anyway, I starts working around that. And then I got it down from a week of wagging down to round about 3 days, 2 to 3 days, which I thought I was doing good at that point. Still knowing that other guy was doing it in like 5 hours. So I'm thinking, I don't know how he's doing it, I just can't do it. It just looks a lot easier than what it is. So yeah, I was struggling with that one anyway. But anyway, I can do them now. I can probably do it in 3 or 4 hours. Same spec as what he were doing, I can probably do it in 3 or 4 hours. So yeah. So anyway, that contract came to an end. We ended up walking through all them wagons, doing all them. I got it down to probably doing a wagon a day. So I was getting 8-hour shift, 9-hour shift. I was doing a wagon, and I was chalking them down. That would have to probably 48 on them. Probably I'd got about 3 or 4 left, and I was getting them down to a day, which were pretty good. Either that or they weren't as bad as first load. So I started thinking that I was doing good at it. So then I'm driving about, handing my leaflets out, I'm handing my flyers out, my business cards. I'm trying to get word about that I'm a SandBlaster. Does anybody want some work? Yeah, this one in 2012, and nobody wanted any work doing. So I'm driving about, wasting my diesel. I've got all this gear and all this time what my mum and dad and my brothers invested in me. And I'm like, I can't find work, I can't do it. I'm not a businessman, I don't know how it works, I don't know what to do, I don't know how to get work. So I didn't know how to do it, and 2 years went by. Yeah, 2012, 2014 it was. Well anyway, 2 years had gone by, I'm bitting and batting, I'm working for my brother doing odd job. He didn't have such a big contract then after that, so it was like, just doing 1 or 2 bits for him, and then I was trying to get bits for myself, and I was probably getting 1 day a week, maybe, if I were lucky. That was me working really hard to drive about, handing leaflets and stuff, and trying to get numbers out there. Anyway, in 2012, my son was born, my youngest son, so I've got 3 kids. He was born in 2014, and he was born with complications, so I had to try and do something to try and take my mind off it. It might make me sound like a callous person or cruel, but I couldn't deal with it. I couldn't deal with news what doctors were giving us. So my mind it weren't in a good place. So I was putting it to work hard I could. So it was just try my hardest with this business, just try and make it work, and just try and do everything I can do to get it going. And from that day, from round about that time when I was putting my efforts into doing it, I don't know how I did it, but it started, it was like a snowball, started picking up, started getting better, and it just turned out that it's turned out pretty cool. And I'm busy now, and there's a lot of people that know that I do this job, so it's like, I see it as like a tree growing. So if you get one customer, you make a good job with that one customer, they're a branch on tree. So they'll branch off and they'll tell the next customer. So then your tree is just constantly growing. That's how I see it anyway. So it's just word of mouth, and if you make a good job of what you do, I can't see it failing. You've got to, as long as you've got right work ethic and you've got right mindset, and you put enough effort into doing your job, any job that, not just blasting, but if you put enough effort into it and you make a nice job, you will get next job. It will come. It's got to come. Your phone will just keep on ringing. It's just how it works. Make a crap job, that's it. You start losing them. But yeah, that's how I got into blasting. It was basically through my brother, and changing point in my life, or when my youngest son was born. I'll just tell you a little bit about him. He's 7. He had his 7th birthday on Sunday, which we still ain't got a diagnosis from this, from him being 7. We don't know what's the matter with him, so we still don't know. But this is my sort of luck. This is what happens to me. This is what's. There were 100,000 couples went for this study, and it's called 100,000 genomes. So there's 100,000 couples gone with undiagnosed children and rare conditions. and 2% came back, or 2 couples came back without a diagnosis. Us and another couple, poor buggers. So I don't know how they've gone on in life, but we ain't got no diagnosis. We don't know what's the matter with him. All that we do know is a mischievous little bugger, and he's into everything. So he's a little bit of a pain, and it's quite hard work, but we get on with it, and we take one day at a time. So that's how we deal with it. And the way that I deal with things is I try to not turn my mind off it, but the more I think about work, the less I think about what ifs and what can happen. Because I do tend to overthink things a little bit. So like when doctors were telling us different things, it were dragging me down. Yeah. When doctor were telling us different things, like he'll be poor vision, he'll have poor hearing, he might not be able to see, he'll probably never walk, stuff like that. That's it's probably one of the worst things that you could hear. So that's why we take one day at a time, because obviously we know what he's like. We know he's a mischievous little bugger, and he gets into everything, and he's up to everything, and you've got to have eyes in the back of your head for him. That's the kind of kid he is. So yeah, it might make me sound like a callous person, but the less I think about him and what's going to happen or what might happen, and the only way I can do that is distract myself with work, or trying to do something that keeps me not entertained, but keeps my mind occupied, so I'm not worrying so much. Whereas I know it's not a nice thing to say, but I don't want to hear about it. I can't cope. So that's where our lass is a better person than me. She's mentally strong enough to deal with it. I don't know how to put it. Yeah, she deals with things a lot different to the way that I deal with it. So that's probably the reason why I've got so much work. Or I don't know. I'm not boasting that I've got a lot of work. I'm just a normal guy that's finding work and goes out and does it. And I like to record a video and show you. And I can't believe how well they're taking off and how good they are. So yeah, I do appreciate it. It's good. So we'll see where we are in next 6 months' time. See if we get to 2,000. We'll just have to see what happens. It's mega though, isn't it? Yeah, I just thought I'd let you know a little bit about me. Right, catch you on next one. Yeah, I just want to add, I've just watched it back on editing stage. I just want to add, it's not playing on any heartstrings at all. I'm not looking for sympathy. Everybody's got their own struggles and stuff. It's just how it is, and it's just how we cope. But I just thought that some people might want to know a little bit more about me. I don't know. If you don't, you'll be clicked off by now anyway, so it don't matter. Yeah, so yeah, I hope you enjoyed videos, and I'll just carry on making them for you, eh? Right, we'll catch you on next time.